and welcome here to TalkFCB, and welcome back to the channel here today, guys, where we are going to be going over plenty of Barça news, and in particular focusing on the new captains at the club, the selections there, and how we feel about those who are going to be leading us forward in the new season. We're also going to be talking today about the latest on transfers, and again about exits. More coming for Barça as we continue to push to raise funds this summer, along with all of the build-up to our first pre-season game coming against Juventus. We've got some team news and some thoughts ahead of the game. It is all on the way today. I hope that you guys enjoy it. So come on, and let's do it. But if we do indeed kick off with those brand new captains at the club and the leadership that, like I say, is going to shape our dressing room for the coming season, because of course over the summer and looking to last season, we lost 3 out of our 4 captains there. A lot of leaders, a lot of experience, a lot of know-how within the club has all departed there in Piqué, Alba and Busquets, and we are in need of new leadership, new blood really in that dressing room, and I think that's something that's exciting and actually something that was very much needed. Now, of course, as our number 1 captain, it is Sergio Roberto, which, to be perfectly honest with you, isn't particularly ideal. He is obviously the last remaining of the previous 4. I know why he's the captain, you know, from La Masia. He's been here for many years, he's experienced, he knows the club, all of that, that's fine, that's all good and well. But if we're brutally honest here, guys, I don't think we're going to see him that often with the captain's armband. Or at least, if our squad depth is good enough, as it should be, Roberto shouldn't be playing that often. Let's be absolutely real here. He is captain on paper, but let's not see him starting with the armband week in, week out. Come on now. So in reality, our number 2 captain, Marc-Andre ter Stegen, he is basically going to be, I feel, our captain throughout the season. We are mostly going to see ter Stegen with the armband. I think that's a good thing. I think certainly there, obviously goalkeepers with the armband, sometimes that can work, sometimes that can't, but I think he is a real presence. I think he is a leader there between the sticks. You often see him talking to his backline, really showing some authority there, and I think he's somebody now who's really established himself in the dressing room during his time at the club. And I think the 3rd captain for me, it's a top quality decision. To see Ronald Araujo that far up in the pecking order, that is absolutely brilliant, because Araujo for me, he said it himself, he's a natural leader. Even without the armband, he was leading the team. Even at a young age, he came into the squad and he really did have that presence. You see him in the backline, he's dominating. He is somebody who gives you confidence, playing alongside him, playing in front of him, behind him. You're going to have a lift there around Araujo, and I'm so happy to see him as one of the captains next season. And I'm also delighted to see Frenkie de Jong there as the number 4 captain. I think he's really happy and surprised in some ways maybe that it was him. There was rumours that might be Robert Lewandowski, but I think Frenkie's been at the club for several years, of course. He too has established himself, and I think even more so now in the coming season without Busquets, we're going to rely even more heavily on him. He is going to have to step up even more in that midfield, and now as the 4th captain of Barcelona. And I am personally, guys, happy with those selections there. Roberto, like I say, you know, whatever, but I think ter Stegen, Araujo and Frenkie de Jong, good choices, good picks. Really happy to see there that fresh leadership shaking up the dressing room. But I also just want to say on this, guys, do not be at all surprised if over the next few weeks now you just start to hear more rumours about contract negotiations between the club and ter Stegen, between the club and Frenkie de Jong. As the Barca captains now, the club may choose to play on that a little bit. The club want to keep them, they want to extend their contracts, they want to continue with them at the club. But let's wait and see. When they all sit down with ter Stegen, with Frenkie de Jong, those terms will try to be renegotiated. We will try and agree something new and try and leave those Bartomeu contracts firmly behind us. And do not be surprised, like I say, to start hearing about those talks very soon. But speaking here about the wage bill and speaking here about freeing up funds, we do have news on potentially more exits to come at Barca, starting here with the young defender Chadi Riyad, because apparently he is about to join Real Betis this summer. It is for me a really top move for him, stepping up there from the 3rd tier at Barça Athletic to La Liga and to a club there in Real Betis who are going to be playing European football in the coming season. And I think Chadi Riyad, he is ready to make that step up. He's a player who does have a lot of talent, and I'm really excited to see what he can do. But it's interesting again, this move, because just like with Nico, it could be a permanent one. Barca again are pushing for something there around €4 million in a transfer fee. And again, they want a buyback option on Chadi Riyad. If they let him go permanently, they must have that buyback option in the deal. And it seems like this summer right now, those are the kinds of deals that we're pushing for with young players. We're not going down the straight loan route. We're not just loaning out these players over and over. We are actually getting some money in now, bringing in some transfer funds to help us this summer to have the money available. But then, of course, if these players do go on to impress, if you do want to bring them back further down the line, you are going to have to pay out a little bit more to bring them back in. So that is something to bear in mind there. Chadi Riyad on the verge of leaving, but I'm really intrigued to see what he can do at Real Betis, and I've got big hopes for him in the future. And there has also been news as well on a former La Masia youngster, Juan Miranda. Now you're all saying, okay, he's already left the club. What are you talking about today? This is not news, that's history. He's already playing at Real Betis, but are Porto about to help us again this summer? Because apparently they're interested in signing Juan Miranda this summer. They're really looking at him closely right now, and if he was to leave Betis for a fee, Barca are entitled to 50% of that. There was a huge sell-on clause included in the deal to take Miranda to Betis, so if they sell him on there, it could be Porto again coming to our aid. We may have a nice little windfall from that deal, so let's keep an eye on that for sure. And I also want to talk, guys, about Clement Lenglet, because I have to admit right now, I'm getting nervous. I have been nervous ever since Lenglet came back to the club, because we cannot keep him here. Not on the wages that he's on. He has to go this summer, and he's still here. He's still on the pre-season tour. Now, Barca is still negotiating with Tottenham, but they're negotiating hard. They are not willing to just give in to Tottenham's demands. They're trying to force out a bigger transfer fee for Lenglet, but I'm getting nervous, guys, because it's still not done. Now, Barca, in their own mind, think that if Lenglet plays during pre-season, if he can play well, that might help with interest in him. Barca also feel as well, they seem to have it in their mind that Lenglet is a player that clubs want, is a player there that could command a decent transfer fee, but I'm not really sure about that right now. I would question that certainly. Definitely on the wages that he's on, it is not going to be easy for any club coming in and to convince him to leave. So like I say, I want to get this exit done. I want to get it confirmed, and I'm starting to panic if we go any longer with Lenglet remaining at Barca. But speaking indeed about that pre-season tour, which is just about now to get underway, Barca will kick off the pre-season tour of America tonight against Juventus. The kickoff there will be at 7:30 p.m. local time in California, which, as you can see here in the times right across the world, quite a range of kickoff times here in Barcelona. 4:30 a.m. the game will indeed begin. So if you can see that game tonight, guys, I really do hope that all of you do enjoy it, and I'm personally very excited to just get everything back underway again, to get the ball rolling in this new season, seeing the team in action, seeing hopefully the hunger, the motivation. And I think we're going to be tested as well. We've got some big names, big opponents coming up in this tour. Juve, Arsenal, Real Madrid, and it's what we want, to get up to speed as quickly as we possibly can. And there has been a little bit of news here in the build-up to this game to discuss, because on Abde, he's a player I'm really excited to see. Reports coming out this morning that Xavi has told him he wants him to stay at the club. Xavi has now informed Abde of that. Xavi apparently has also gone to the board and said, I want to keep him. He is in my plans, and I want to see him stay here. And I think we're going to see Abde getting plenty of chances in pre-season here. And if Xavi really has put his faith in him, Abde's going to want to repay him for that. Abde will be desperate to show what he can do. He's got huge talent. He's got huge potential. And he is one of the players that I'm really looking forward to seeing now, with that experience he gained at Osasuna and now back at the club, looking to prove himself. On Alejandro Balde, there have been quite a few reports on him of late, because although he has recovered from his injury, Barca right now are still being very careful, and apparently in these early stages of pre-season we might not see too much of him. Might not be many minutes going his way, because Barca do not want to take any risks whatsoever. They're going to ease him back in slowly, and there's no need to really take any chances at this point. So do not be surprised to see this young man, Alex Valle, the 19-year-old left-back from Barca Athletic, and I'm sure he's going to be looking to capitalise on this opportunity to go on pre-season tour. Maybe he wouldn't have been expecting that, and any chances he may get from Xavi, they're big ones. Because don't forget, guys, at left back, we're not blessed with great depth. We do not have an abundance of options there. So really, really good chance there for Valle. And do not forget about the new signings either, guys. You know, I cannot wait to see Inigo Martinez in the defence and also to see what sort of system we play with. You know, is he going to play in a back three? Is he going to play there in a back two on the left side? Going to be very, very interested to see. And Mikael Fay as well. Is he going to start alongside Araujo? Perhaps we've seen those two in training plenty over the past few days, and he has really, really been impressing. We've got Oriol Romeo as well. He's going to have his first minutes back in a Barcelona shirt again. He was presented yesterday in the USA, and he spoke about the fact that he couldn't wait to get out there, could not wait to show what he can do. He seems really motivated to prove himself to the Barca fans. And of course the big one, Ilkay Gundogan. That has been the statement signing this summer. I am truly counting down the minutes until we can see him in our midfield, and I think he's going to make a wonderful impact. He is going to fit in right from the get-go in what Xavi is trying to do. So there is plenty to be excited about here. There is plenty to keep an eye on and to really kick off this pre-season, hopefully in some style. And speaking of style, guys, last night Lionel Messi, also in America, really did have an incredible impact on his Inter Miami debut. Obviously, I know it's not strictly Barca news, but we will always be keeping a lookout on what Leo is doing. I've spoken more about that goal, more about that moment over on MORETALKFCB if you want to check it out. But that there, guys, is all of the Barca news that we have had today. Let me know your thoughts down below on the captains, on these potential exits to come. More of them happening now for Barca, and all of your thoughts ahead of the first pre-season game against Juve. I will see all of you guys soon. Thank you indeed for the great support and the real optimism ahead of the new season. I'll be back soon. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça.